speaking to the ancestors, realizing that they require the best of us.
My name is Erika Roberts. I am a poet from Chattanooga, also a creative strategist, and don't really have a stage name. My company is Velvet Poetry Productions.
Waymakers, we are positive melanin beings pushing through heavy doors, knowing that the ceiling can't hold us.
Fifth grade was when I was introduced to poetry, and I hated it immediately. Too many rules. But over the summer of that sixth grade, I found my love for it. So I would say that sixth grade.
For we are gathering the mental Wakanda, for we are the vibranium, yo. We are the seekers, yo. We are next.
So what has inspired me to continue my poetic journey has been the different voices that I grew up reading and hearing, from Gwendolyn Brooks to Nika Giovanni. My mom's a writer, so hearing those voices throughout my life made me realize that I too have a voice, and I get to craft it.
For empty stages, for the lonely spotlight, we will speak.
Poetry is important because it gives a different vision to something that everyone will see. We're here in this beautiful space with these vegetation, but I see life. And so I could take that and make a whole complete stanza about that. We all saw the vegetation, we all see that, but poetry can add another dimension to what is already obvious. And it's like a power. I always believed that art was healing and that art was therapeutic. I always believed that from the type of music that we choose to listen to at whatever certain times, what type of books we choose. But during pandemic, and I like to refer to it as the pause, because we had to stop. During that time, it made me sit closer with that thought of, and I've said this before, if we believe that art is healing, then that means that artists must be healers. During pandemic, I had to become a bit more focused on what those dividends are going to be able to do and be a tad bit more intentional. Before the pause, I could be a little bit lackadaisical. I could be like, okay, I can do a show here, do a show there. But when a huge part of that income was taken away with the no meeting, then I had to become even more creative in how I would use my words and how I would monetize them. Sometimes before the pandemic and before the pause, I would do certain things for a nominal fee. I would do stuff a little bit cheaper. But pandemic, the pause, I had no choice. Every single dollar had to be accounted for. I had to be able to make it. And so I had to really buckle down. And it was harder, maybe, than I thought it was going to be. But now it has become a way of life now. And so I don't even look at it now as like, dividends, or I look at it as valuing and how I have to live. I believe the public's view of artistry and artists changed massively during the pandemic, because that's what was there. They couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. So we had to rely on artists. We had to rely on, tons and tons of businesses in our own community became extremely popular, and we were driven to them, shout out to Stratton Tingle. We were driven to those spots, you know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to see those types of the live music, poets like me getting online and doing workshops. So during the pause of pandemic, people were asking me for words or asking for artists. Now they're wanting to come see. Now they're really missing. And then for those of us who are stage junkies who need that for a safe space, we're craving it. Mid 2020, it got really bad in my head where I was like, I gotta get on stage somewhere. I gotta go do something. Give me a patio, a corner behind a rock. I don't care. I'll take it. I just needed to do something. And luckily, I was able to do that and was totally surprised at how many people came out. Be gentle with yourself and with your art. Don't compare yourself to anyone else doing the same art, or any other artist. Be true to the art form, and it'll be true to you. Take your time and be intentional, but be intentional with what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, every word that you're putting down, every dance step, every music note, every word you put in your book, being intentional and true to that. Those are massive lessons for me to take away and to be real. Definitely more poetry. I can't separate that. Working more in communities, using my artistic language to get data. Who would have thought that I would be a data lover in this way? Still don't like spreadsheets. However, data is king when it's done in a creative way. I feel it. So, so I think moving forward, being more creative, and I would love to be able to foster a community of artists that can do that same type of work, where they can go into a community with their artistic language and turn it around and use that to get data that they can use for future. Instagram, Velvet Poetry. That's me. Thank you.